Hello everybody, this is Wayne and welcome to my world. I want to talk to you today if you want to make big money in real estate. That's what I do. It's fun. You can change your life with bargain real estate. It's a wonderful, creative way to make a better life for yourself and those around you. I can buy a lot for $1,000 and sell it for $400,000 with a little bit of work. I've been doing this for 40 years, and you may not think it's possible, but it is. My main goal is to share my 40 years of valuable real estate experience with you, so you can have fun and make a lot of money cheaply in bargain real estate. First, I'm going to show you how to do it. Don't be a slave your whole life to a dead-end job. Create a sideline business while you're still working that pays off big in the long run and have fun doing it. Get to quit your job as you become a magician in creating profitable lots from bargain lots that you buy cheap and have fun doing it. Stop living a mediocre life. Instead, grab the gold ring. You have that ability. Before I started my business, I was a young man who couldn't pay my bills every month and had a dissatisfied marriage because my wife saw me as not being financially able to pay for our needs, and we were soon divorced over that. I was just like you when I was a young man, and I know where you're coming from. Now, here are the stories of where I've actually done this. I have lots of stories, and these are just a few of them. And I'll start out with the first one, which is pretty crazy. I offered a guy $100 for a lot, and he says, "What do you think, I'm crazy? I'm insane? You want to give me $100 for a lot?" And I said, "Well, how about $200? He goes, "I'll take it." And so for $200, I bought this wonderful, goofy little lot. And it was great. I bought another lot that turned out to be a 45-unit apartment complex, vacant lot. And I paid $1,000 for it. And how that happened is I found this lot that was it was in the foreclosure sale. The back taxes hadn't been paid. There's a lawsuit against it. Homeless people wanted to live on it. The city was suing the owners. They were fed up with it. So I approached each one of the 5 owners. And I said, "I'll give you $200 each for it." And they go, "Sure." So I gave them $1,000 to all 5 owners, and for $1,000 I bought this property. And then what I did with it is I was able to take it and get a building permit to build a 45-unit apartment complex on it. I mean, that's pretty good. That's really good. I'm getting the permit here in about 30 days. I've been working on it 3 years, but it's about to happen. Another one of my stories is I bought a third of an acre lot in a wetland very near my house. I live in a real high rent district in Kirkland, Lake Washington. And as you know, you can't build on a wetland. I paid $1,250 for the lot, and was all over and done. I sold it for $400,000. Took about 2.5 years, and I had to go through a bunch of studies and stuff. But I actually built on a wetland. And very few people, in fact, almost nobody knows how to build on a wetland, but I do. And that's one thing I can teach you. Bought another lot for $1,500 by Costco in Kirkland. And it was at the same sale. Nobody bid on it. They thought it was junk. And after I talked to the city, it turns out that the city had accidentally built a cul-de-sac road portion of their cul-de-sac on my lot, and my lot was actually bigger than it looked like. and I had to remove the pavement where it was on my lot, and it made it big enough to build on, and I built a 5-plex boarding house on it, which is there now, and I still own it. It makes $5,000 a month income forever, and the land that it's on now is worth $400,000. So for my $1,500 investment, I have actually the whole property is worth about $1.2 million or $1.3 million right now, and it's just wonderful. Another one is I bought a real small little lot on this beautiful little lake down in South King County, and I bought it from this guy for $1,000 because he couldn't get sewer to it, and the sewer main and stub was 15 feet from the property in the middle of the road, but the city wouldn't let me connect it. So I went and I arm wrestled with them on the phone for about a month, and finally I got them to agree to let me connect that 15-foot sewer, and I sold the property 30 days later for $60,000. So for my $1,000 investment, I made $60,000 in 30 days. You know, that's 60 to 1, right? Yeah, you get a lot better than bank interest. Okay. Another one is I bought a 1/3 of an acre house at a tax sale. A 1/3 of an acre. I bought a house that's on I bought a 1/3 of a house. Okay. Let's go back.
And here we go. We're going to start on the next story.
Yeah, okay.
After I clap, wait 3 seconds and talk.
And the next story is I bought a 1/3 of a house at a tax sale for $15,000, and I rented it out for 6 years at $600 a month, and then eventually I sold my share for $125,000 cash, and I had $36,000 in rental income, and together I made $160,000 off my $15,000 investment. I mean, that was crazy good. Here's another one. This one was kind of fun. I bought 2/3 of a house in the Sammamish area of Seattle for $45,000. The house was worth about $800,000 at the time. I rented it out for 5 years at $2,800 a month, and eventually I sold it for a net of $450,000 cash. This was like 6 months ago, and I got $168,000 in rents, and so together I made $618,000 off of this $45,000 investment. And that's 12 to 1. That's I don't know what the bank percentages are, but that's a lot. 4 months ago, I bought 9 parcels at the tax sale. I paid $63,000 for all 9 pieces. It shows you don't need a lot of money to buy these things. One of the lots was $638, and I'm sure anybody's got $638 in their pocket that they can spend to buy a piece of real property that maybe, if everything works out right, my plan for this lot is worth at least $100,000 and maybe $400,000. And the 2 best pieces I bought in the sale are worth around $2 million. And I can go into that more later, but so I'm for $2 million off of a $20,000 investment. That's killer. And I've got that one pending right now. Okay, we'll go to another story. This is, I call my Bellevue Connector lots. I bought 2 lots in Bellevue for $1,000 a piece. And with a building permit, those lots are now worth $2 million a piece. That's, so my $4,000 investment is now worth $2 million. And we're right at the end of our permit, all the permits that we're putting in on it, and we should get an answer from the city shortly, probably within maybe 4 or 5 months. And at that point, we can put the lots on the market and sell them for $1 million each. And remember, I paid $2,000 for each lot. I mean, that is, what I do is just so beyond any sort of normal thinking. People just don't have a clue. Anyways, another story is I bought a chalet ski cabin in Lake Stevens, or Stevens Pass, and I paid $2,000 to the owner. And then this story is like my first story. I approached the guy, I said, I'll give you $2,000 for this beautiful cabin on an 1 3/4 acres with a stream through it on riverfront and all this. And he goes, are you kidding me? You think I'm crazy? I'm going to sell it to you for $1,000? And I said, well, I'll tell you what.
What you said at the beginning was you offered two, but you didn't say you offered one, and then you took two. So let's do the chalets story over again.
Okay, do the story again. Okay,
All right.
Okay. All right, another story. I bought a chalet ski cabin by Stevens Pass, and I paid $2,000 to the owner. How the story happened is I approached him and I said, I'll give you $1,000 to buy this lot with this ski cabin. And he goes, are you thinking I'm crazy? I'm not going to sell you something for $1,000. And I said, well, okay, how about $2,000? He goes, okay, that's good. And he agreed to sell it to me. So I bought an $180,000 value cabin for $2,000 from him. And I paid, the back taxes were $6,000. So for $8,000, I own this cabin that was worth $180,000. And it's beautiful, beautiful. And my last story I'm going to tell you, and before I take my break, is this happened last week. About 4 months ago, I bought some more tax sale properties. And I bought a road, a 20-foot wide road for $3,000. It's 20 by 300 feet. And right next to it is like a 3-acre parcel and then a bunch of little houses on the lake. And the guy next door decided to plat his lot and build 12 houses there. And the city told him he needed my road in order to get his plat. So he approached me and he says, yeah, I'll give you, $20,000 for your road and then, whatever. And I told him, I really don't want the money. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you my road for free and you just give me a little piece of your lot in exchange for it. A little piece you're not using. And it turned out his plat had a little corner of his lot that was not used. And that little corner was 8,000 square feet. And so I got him to agree to give me that little corner, that 8,000 square foot corner, which is a sloping lot towards the lake with a beautiful view of the lake and access and water, sewer, and power. And those two lots, I can do 2 lots on it. And those 2 lots are worth $500,000. I mean, so for my $3,000 investment, I'm going to make $500,000. And this was just a week ago. Anyways, that's what I do. And I want to teach you guys how to do that. That's the win. Now, second, I'm going to show you how to do it. There are 2 main buying methods. One is called don't wanters, and the other one is mistake your way to success. The first one, don't wanters. Basically, one of the approaches is to buy what you think may be good property cheaply and then use the tools to fix it and make it saleable. It's like buying a diamond that needs to be polished at a big discount and then polishing it. And the best tool to use and the most valuable tool to use anywhere in the world is to buy from don't wanters. Don't wanters are people who don't want to own their property anymore. If you buy property from somebody who wants it or thinks it's worth a lot of money, you have to pay retail. And there's no bargain. You cannot make a profit on it if you buy it at retail. But if you buy property from somebody who doesn't want it and doesn't care to own it anymore, you can buy it really cheap for 10 cents on the dollar or dramatically less. You know, maybe a penny on the dollar. Don't wanters are a category of people who've generally been given the land for free by inheritance or by divorce or by their family that they don't like. And the land reminds them of the negative feelings that they have against their family, so they just want to get rid of it, and they don't care how much they get for it. More don't wanters are people who are the owners of property for several years and have grown old, and they no longer wish to own it or pay the taxes on it. Also, don't wanters are people who have let their back taxes accumulate on the property, and now it becomes untenable for them to pay off the taxes, so they don't want the property anymore because they have to come up with so much money and pay the back taxes. It's best to buy these properties just before the tax sale at a bargain price from these don't wanters. Everyone knows what a house is worth, but nobody really knows what raw land is worth. It's quite an unknown. Okay. Okay, yeah. How about everybody, huh? All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
5, 4, 3.
Everybody knows what a house is worth, but nobody really knows what raw land is worth. Raw land can be worthless or worth a lot. So you need to know what you need to know is to buy non-buildable property and find the city rules that allow you to build upon it.
Sorry. Let's do the everyone knows again.
Okay. Yeah, see, let me see what before you do it. So you need to know what looks like non-buildable property. Okay. Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
4, 5, 4, 3.
Yes, everybody knows what a house is worth, but nobody really knows what raw land is worth. Raw land can be worthless or worth a lot. So you need to know that. So you need to. God, so you need. The words don't make sense. So you need to. This whole line doesn't make sense. I got to forget that. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to forget the rest of it. Let's start it again.
Okay.
Okay. I'll add lib it after the first part. Because that's written poor. It's screwed up. All right.
Hold on.
Okay. All right. Everyone knows what a house is worth, but nobody really knows what raw land is worth. Raw land can be worthless or worth a huge amount of money, but you can't tell. So your goal is to buy what looks like non-buildable property and then find the city rules that allow you to build upon it. The next major way to look at things, this is very, very important, is called mistake your way to success. The more mistakes I make, the more money I make. What it means is that the more tries you make to make money, the more times you will fail. But also, the more tries you do, this will allow you to succeed more often and generate more money. So mistake your way to success. This is also known as the concept of fail your way to success. Make lots of mistakes. It's important. I have to do things 2 or 3 or 4 times to get it right. And best of all, if you really believe in this concept, it keeps your self-image very happy, because you never let yourself call yourself a failure or stupid or dumb or say, I can't do this because I've made a mistake or stubbed my toe. That's so important. I laugh at my mistakes, knowing that I will win in the end. The more mistakes I make, the more I laugh. And part of the strategy is you will buy 10 properties and only make money on 2 or 3 of them. So theoretically, you're making mistakes on 7 of them, but winning huge on 3 of them. So those 3 pay for all 7 that aren't viable and give you plenty of cash to buy more properties, so you can buy another 10 properties. Also, if you get a property you can't do anything with, you can let it go in the tax sale. And then you get to keep the surplus above the back taxes. I just made $75,000 profit on a property I let go in the tax sale intentionally, because I knew the bidding on it would be high, because it was a very good looking lot, very valuable, and I had originally paid $75,000 for it. And it sold at the tax sale with a net to me above the taxes of $150,000. But it's very unusual to do that. So the point is to make mistakes, be happy about it, and make a lot of money, because you did make a lot of mistakes in order to succeed. So that is very, very important, and the best thing for your self-image. Okay, third, I'm going to give you tools to do it. And this is very important too. These are all the absolute tricks that you have to perform in order to change those properties into money. These are the tools to fix the problems with the vacant lots. There are basically about 7 or 8 basic tools to make a lot buildable and saleable. The first one is to get a variance. A variance allows you to build on a lot that does not comply with the current building code. This works really well on small lots that are undersized, and there's gobs of them. The second one is to look for grandfathered legal lots of record. These are lots that were created before the current zoning code was written and are therefore buildable under the old rules when the lot was created 50 or 60 years ago. This allows you to bypass the current building code. Cities will honor that. The third way is to buy landlocked properties with no access, and then approach the neighbors to get access to your property, and you can buy an easement from them for about $10,000 that makes your property worth $100,000 or even up to $1 million. The fourth tool is to find properties that don't have sewers, that need an on-site septic system for sewage removal, and don't qualify because the land is too poor, too small, or whatever. You can buy these lots cheaply because technically they're not buildable. So you can buy them for at least 1/10 of market value or less on the dollar, and then go and buy an easement from the neighbor for placing a portion of the septic system on their vacant portion of their property. I did this one, and I found an easement that was a half a mile away from the lot, and I just ran a 2-inch line all the way over there, and the lot became buildable. And so it can be done. Another great tool is a BLA is another great tool. It stands for Boundary Line Adjustment. What this means is you can buy a tiny little lot next to a big lot and then move the boundary line over to create a normal building site on your baby lot, which is now a normal sized lot, and the other guy gives up a little piece of his property. And this is easily accomplished by finding a cooperative neighbor who would like to have half the profit from your new lot that you're going to create. So he would get anywhere between $100,000 to $500,000 if he agrees to share his property with you. This is really great. And I find lots of people who need the money. They've lived on their properties. They have a big property, and they don't need their backyard or half their backyard. And so they're more than happy to give you a portion of that and make $400,000 or $500,000 profit. They don't have to do anything. The next tool to use is called partition sales. This is a goofy thing. This is where you you buy a small lot that is improved that has a portion of a structure on it. And like where I bought a third of a guy's house. And then what you do is you offer to sell that portion to the guy who owns the other 2/3 of the house. And then if he refuses to buy it from you, which a lot of them have done, then you can legally force the sale of the whole house, and then you get the pro rata share of your little portion that you own paid out of the court. And even though the owner doesn't want to cooperate, the court will force him to cooperate. It's kind of a brutal tool, and I don't know, I don't really like using it too much, but anyways, that's another tool. The last tool I'm going to tell you about today, there are several other tools, but this is the last one I'm going to tell you about today, is clearing bad titles from title companies. What this means, if you have a property that because of a messed up title or unclear title, you can't do anything with it. So you can correct these deficiencies by generally getting the parties involved to sign a quitclaim deed to release their interest that may cloud the title, or you can actually start a legal action called a quiet title action to clear bad title when you have no other choice. If the property is worth enough, you can do a quiet title action for about $10,000 to $40,000 plus legal fees. These are the 8 basic tools that I will show you how to use. You only need to be an expert at one of them to make lots and lots of money. Any one of them is extremely valuable. You don't have to learn them all. Just learn the one you like the best. The 4th main category I'm going to chat with you about is I'm going to show you how you can sell these bargain lots and make 10 to 100 times your investment. The key to selling these properties is to put them on the market with a raw land real estate broker who is familiar with problem properties and who can offer the properties at unusual financing capabilities if required.
Want to do that again?
Yeah, let's do that last part again.
Yeah, so what's neat about this is being bargain real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect you to be a polished person.
Yeah.
It's like, what I expect is like, I'm looking at more like the content and the creativity of things. So, a little there, but sometimes it's, I also want you to feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? So, want to start from the top again?
Yes. Okay.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3.
Hello again, it's Wayne. The 4th main category I'm going to chat with you about is I'm going to show you how you can sell these bargain lots and make 10 to 100 times your investment. The key to selling these properties is to put them on the market with a raw land real estate broker who is familiar with problem properties and who can offer these properties with unusual financing capabilities if required. You will first ask that they give you the full price or market value for your property. And if that doesn't work, the strategy is to reduce the price significantly below fair market value for a cash sale. If that doesn't work, then you can offer these properties for sale for closing costs only. And what that means is they only pay 10% of the value of the property down. There's closing costs. You take no money out of it. And then you get a deed of trust for the balance of the money owed to you. And this is beautiful. This way doesn't cost you anything, to close the deal, and yet you get monthly payments of interest at a very high interest rate, 10 or 12%, until the balance of the property is paid off with a balloon payment. This is very good because you actually get more money for the property than the original sales price because of the interest. So if you sold a property for $100,000, your overall net at the end of the deed of trust contract would be $130,000. By doing a deed of trust, you get $30,000 as a bonus for selling it this way. $30,000 plus. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you that you're going to end up with this wonderful, wonderful sense of accomplishment when it's all over with. There will be a big smile on your face knowing that you won the race and you changed your life. So it's Wayne Seminoff here with my guide to making big money in bargain real estate. Hope to see you inside. Bye-bye.